Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi and hello to all of my royals, my beauties, my lovely royalties. Whew, okay. Let's get that scorching hot tea out. It's getting warmer, so I'm probably gonna say, maybe get a hot drink, but yeah, we're gonna put it in the fridge for it, but not ice. Yeah, we're still not using ice. But anyway, it was like, well, symbolically and everything like that. But yeah. Whew. Which you know what? Now that I'm thinking about okay, I'll think about that later. But I'm getting closer with getting all of the businesses together and finally getting the novel together. Whew, there's so much. But when it comes to starting a business with a disability, and then because especially I have a physical disability, so trying to make sure everything is accessible, trying to make sure that I continue or at least with some start doing new types of physical therapy or things for my body, and then doing or continuing or going back to some of the physical therapy steps that were given to me by different physical therapists and the contraptions that I need to get that will help me be able to do certain things. And some people are going to be like, just get a job. Mm. Go back and listen to my over 700 episodes. Yeah, I talk about the employment and how hard it is and how people judge me and look at me and tell me like, oh, you need to fix yourself. Oh, or oh, you don't want to work here. Oh, you're the most qualified, but yeah, you're not gonna last long, and like, yeah, garbage like that. But then they don't want to teach DEI. But then they expect people who were born differently, or who ended up with a disability, to be forced in a normal life, or they want to on purpose exclude us because of our differences. But then I don't. I can do a whole series on that because yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that forever. But just know, yeah, it's work and it's a lot more work than people give us credit for. But I am working on ordering, even though I just got some terrible news and things. I'm now looking at plan B and C and stuff, or at least looking at a different roadmap in order to get to the next awesome crucial stage. Even though like about 20 minutes ago I did just yeah, and I'm still digesting it and I'm still frustrated, but and I still now have to make a lot of phone calls and emails and things, but I've made it this far and I have to remember my 2020. And everyone's like, oh, COVID, blah, blah. No, go back and listen to the episodes because that is like all my life. Doctors ignored me and told me I was lying and making it up and I just wanted attention. And lo and behold, no, that wasn't the case. And oddly enough, it was having that surgery ended up being during one of the worst years in our society, but the best timing within the society, if that makes sense. But yeah. So, okay, I'm going to get to the subject, but yeah, I really need to start the nerd channel. I'm going to be getting on that because then I will have full on episodes about starting a business with a disability and the arranging and the marketing and the planning and the constructing and everything. I'm so excited. And I might even let you, like, the nerd channel, like, help me. Well, I think I know what I'm going to do with the butterfly garden. And I'm also looking up different things in dedication to the Iranian girls that were eliminated from the school. I'm trying to do a little research, trying to like, because I want to dedicate a flower for them. And okay, now I'm going to be getting into the subject, but I think I'm going to look up a Louisiana and a Virginia flower, or flowers that are known there that attract butterflies, and dedication. Like, but yeah, this is going to be a lot of different flowers. But, and I'm already, yeah, I already have like some flower seeds, but anyways, just I want to do. I know it's not much, and some people are going to be like, "What's that going to do for anybody?" But it helps bring life. We're low on honey and the population of bees and butterflies. And one reason is because of what they're doing to the environment. So to me, this is at least a way to promote life. Is it human? No. But will the honey feed people? Yes. Do people enjoy the beauty of butterflies? Yes. So I feel like at least it's in a way, like with everything I'm going through right now, it's a my way of doing a little bit for the community. So, and if people say that's not enough, then hey, if you lived my life, say yeah. I mean, yeah. So, but oh, our society keeps saying all lives matter, and like, and then we're having like this battle about men, especially black men. And they're like, oh, this isn't the time to talk about. This is the time. And oh, this is like the fault of this. And we have to arrange. It's just like, it's a lot. And some people are like, why don't people tell on? Why can't people tell when? And it's so much at one time on what to analyze, but at the same time, I feel like if we at least take baby steps in a couple of the directions, or I want to say if we can create a roadmap on, okay, what got us into these situations, and let's start from there. And what got us to, because I kept saying 8 million in one of the last episodes, but I believe it's 60 million. What got those 60 million men on that terrible, awful website? And why didn't any of those men tell? But no, but they wanted to. And what gets men to the point where that, like, so many men wonder why women divorce them. And then when women divorce, that's one of the most, or that is the most dangerous time for the woman. And now we see two examples within 72 or like 3 or 4 days. The former lieutenant governor, yeah, the former lieutenant governor and his beautiful wife, mother, dentist, you know. And now we have this one Louisiana man who served the country but then showed some red flags. But even like a kid that wasn't his kid. And part of me is just wondering what's going on in those parents' minds right now. And there was a child that was on the roof trying to save them. Like, I'm just like, what was going through that child's head? And like 8 children, 8 children. And part of me just wonders, did he do that just in case she just survived? She will be going through more pain? Or was he so selfish that he wasn't going to leave anything behind? And we have to even evaluate the selfishness and the patriarchy of men, because this comes from the patriarchy. Some men they feel such power and dominance, and they feel like once they have a woman, she cannot leave, even though like I believe the stories are saying that he shot at both his wife and girlfriend. I'm like, hold up, wife and girlfriend? Hmm, hmm. Reminds me of my bully. Hmm. Reminds me of my bully. But anyway. Yeah. But they had the pictures, the Easter pictures of all the kids and the father at the church. All the kids smiling with their bags of Easter eggs or candy. I wonder if they saw the Easter bunny. That was their last holiday together. And he took a picture of him on a father daughter date. They went and got burgers. And so many people, they saw him and they saw him as the good father, the good guy, with the former lieutenant governor, with his family, like beautiful house, a lovely, well, soon to be ex-wife, but now she passed, but it's like great and amazing kids. It's so hard to see when these things, like, but at the same time, it is hard to see, but he, like the guy from Louisiana, he left some signs, breadcrumbs, where he mentioned like something about his mental health, and but people didn't really see much into it, or I wonder if everyone else thought, oh, his mom will call him, or a cousin will call him, a sibling will call him, oh, his friends will call him. Did everyone depend on everyone else to call? And I wonder if that's why. Did he maybe feel like no one cared since he posted that, and no one texted him or called him or gave him the attention that he was craving and needing with the former lieutenant governor, with that final, like the judgment and everything, and with him having to leave the house? Did he just feel like that was the last straw, or the last opportunity someone was going to take away from him, because now they took away his chance of being governor, took his chances away of being in politics, took away his chance of going back into like a law firm? So then he tried to go into private law, and that wasn't as great. And then he was losing his wife. Was that the last straw? Because even using some of the money for the kids' horseback riding lessons, he ended up using it on other stuff. And instead of trying to figure out how to gain again or gain trust in order to gain opportunities, he gained the use of the bottle and on a daily basis. It's like all lives matter. And for some reason, a lot of men say that we don't include them, but we try to include them. But then it's like they wonder why women don't, like some women were like, I know, like I have very high standards for my dating now. And this started a little, like a couple years after I broke up with Mr. No Heart, because he like, well, I mentioned this in another episode, but he tried to dismantle any aspirations and dreams I had for myself. So many men in my past did. And Lakaki did it the other way around, where, because he was like, if you don't go out with me, I'm going to eliminate himself. Or, well, he was going to eliminate himself, but yeah. Um, and like, I do not have the footage of it. I wish I did. I don't have pictures. I wish I did. We didn't have that technology back then. But he was in the middle of the street with a weapon to his wrist, telling me that he was going to do that. And he scared me into the relationship. Because even then, like on the dating app, I told him we're not compatible, but we could be friends because I needed a friend anyway. And he seemed like he really needed a friend. I was like, you know what? We both need a friend. So, okay. And I remember when he was love bombing me and love bombing me. And then, like, one of the nights after karaoke, like, he kissed me. And I was like, whoa, whoa. Because at first I was like, oh. But then later, when I got home, I was like, and I don't even think I'll tell that story. Because I remember, like, even, like, the next day, I was like, we said we're only going to be friends. And that's kind of a shocker. But after that, he was not going to, like, let me say no. And the noose he made for himself, I think that was around year 2 or 3. It was pretty early in, but and how the first 90 days, every day he would call me. You're my girlfriend, right? You know what I'm going to do to myself if you're not my girlfriend. You know what I'm going to do to myself if you say no, right? Right? Yeah. He would do things like that. And there were several men that I met that were so toxic. But then they called me crazy. And you know what? Hey, if I'm crazy because I want to start businesses, these are the reasons why men said I was crazy. And men would either threaten me or tell me, like, because there was even one guy who told me he was not going to take me back to my car until I agreed to meet his demands. And one of them was for me to, like, never start a business. Do you know how many men told me I better not start a business, or they broke up with me or ghosted me or told me that I was crazy and stupid or an idiot because that's not what women are supposed to do? That I am supposed to aim at, like, making the man happy. Like, so many men, and that's one reason why I wonder if these two men just lost sight of themselves because they feel like the woman in their life, their goal and only goal is to make them happy. And once that woman stops or loses interest in that, then she is no longer needed on this earth. Their selfishness, their ego, their toxic, like the world, and how we allow the world to have such toxicity with men, power and control. Because if we didn't have that, I mean, look at that website. It's teaching men how to gain power over women, how to force women, how to control women to do what they want. And doing the R word or raping a woman is for power and control. It's like some men don't marry women because they love them. They won't marry them because of power, out of control. And look at my Patreon. Oh, yeah. I've been uploading more and more pictures still. And I still have a scary amount of photos to go, especially with river racism. But the dating nightmares and catfish and stuff, like the amount of men who tell me that I'm nothing or I'm garbage because of my standards and my political stance. And that's another thing, like so many men who threaten me because I don't agree with them. And oh, there was one guy, I think, I hope he blocked me because a few times, like for some reason, he thinks I forgot who he was. And at first, it's like I just did block him, but then he would try again and again. And I'll tell that story soon because now that's almost 2 years ago. And yeah, because even when I think about him and his mom, or the mother father relationship with, or the mother son relationship with, that is who. But this guy so called had interest in me, and we talked, but then every time I disagreed with him, oh no, that means you're not listening to me. And then he'd repeat the same crap, and I'm like, no, I just don't agree. Then you're not listening. You're not a good listener. You're not paying attention to me. And I've noticed, like, quite a few men feel that way. Like, a woman's not really paying them attention. They're not really listening to them if they don't agree. And this comes partly from the church, because I even know, like, I've told you guys so many episodes how my pastor in one of the sermons, which now the more I learn about relationships and learn from outside of the church, I see why he got divorced. But I remember how he said that, ladies, you're not supposed to argue with your man. Even if your man is wrong, let him do what he decides to do, even if he's wrong. I don't play that. See, this is why I will never be a submissive woman. And this is another reason why men say I'm crazy, because I'm not going to be submissive. I'm not. I'm never. Yeah, homie, don't play that. No. Mm-mm. So, yeah. But yeah, a lot of men put me down because of that. Because they know that they will not have full control over me. And I play by my own rules, and I have limits and standards. And that's another reason why so many men hate that I have standards, because that means I have rules and I have some power over who is going to be around me, especially when it comes to dating and like intimate conversations and spending quality one-on-one time and things. And yeah, so many men hate that they lose their power, because now I'm telling them, and they don't want that. And when looking at the situations that have gone on this past week, two fathers, and even thinking like, as men, these men are teaching other men and young boys terrible things. Because, like, within less than a week, less than 5 days, we've had two situations like this. How many more men are going to try this? Because actually, it is starting to trend. And over the last, especially 5-10 years, it's gone up. And you guys have watched some of these red pill Republican men and how they treat their wives, or now ex-wives, and or how they treat their women, but then they say they have a right because they're a man. And then you remember that one pastor that got interviewed, like Hexet's pastor, and oh, the way he talks about women. This is how so many men see us. And I don't know these two black men, and that's another thing, both of these black men, I don't know both of their political stance. Like, I think, yeah, the lieutenant governor, like, yeah, but the Louisiana guy, I don't know his. But this also shows that it's not only Republican men, but we have to look at men as a whole, and like men at the church. Because yeah, again, we saw the Easter photo. We saw the kids on Easter Day, and both of these dads spent, like, they showed pictures of these fathers with their children. And I will never understand how a father can eliminate his own children. There was that one father, the white father from, I believe, Ohio, who he did the same thing. He chased down all of his sons and eliminated them. The stepdaughter ran down the street to the fire department. I will never forget that story. I will never forget that story. But what are we gonna do? It's like, and this is one reason why I'm, yeah, I'm touching on politics, but when it comes to healthcare for all, that includes medical or mental. Mental is part of medical. If our brain is not right, that interferes with a lot of our body and our choices and what we do and our control, our thought process, how we think and dream. So I feel like we need free like therapy for everyone, because when that, as both fathers, but specifically the Louisiana father, when he wrote that message on Facebook, like, he needed to talk to a therapist. It's like now with technology, I wish he would have messaged like one of the free therapists, or, well, I wish therapy was free, but I, like, if we had free therapy, then especially through instant message and things, I wish he would have been like, I need a session right now. My mind is going in a dark place. I really need someone to talk to. And I think we need more, like, even men's groups where men meet at gym. Like, maybe first they play baseball or basketball, but then after that they come together and talk. And it can, we need, probably need like once or twice a week for a lot of the men. And even those with fathers, like, there could be like the single guys, there could be the ones that are fathers, even be those with the business professionals, because sometimes the business professionals, the way their mind works and things, or and newly divorced, though they need a group by themselves, the newly divorced, because the anger and like, a lot of them are not used to the emotions. They're not used to expressing themselves within that pain. Like, we keep telling men, be men, don't cry, don't do this. Like, some of them probably need, instead of that bottle, he needed a Kleenex. He needed to cry. He needed to let out that pain. And maybe if he let out that pain, maybe he wouldn't have gotten divorced. That's a guess, because that's like, I like looking at the story, like, look, and with how some of them, like, I wish I knew the order of things, because the way some of the videos were depicting was in a different order than others. So I don't know if the bottle became, or if the bottle came first, kind of like the chicken and the egg kind of scenario. Was it, you know, like, after those women accused him, did he get to the bottle before the divorce, or did the divorce come first and then the bottle because of the accusations and the divorce? I'm not exactly sure. I'll be doing more research. I'll do more episodes on this subject. So, but we need to do something for, like, us. Like, I know with a lot of us ladies, we know how to, like, I've read stories where it says women are able to meet friends or have friends a lot easier than men. And I feel like we need to have more groups and more ways for men to just come together and express themselves. And also, maybe a sign on the door saying all emotions welcome, well, within reason, no throwing, no fighting. Like, okay, maybe like in parentheses, no fighting, no like fist, no blah, 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 whatever. But like, crying is welcomed, you know? Sympathy and empathy are welcomed here. Because we have to remember, politically, one guy said that empathy, but like, skip that. Maybe if we had more empathy, and maybe if men learned how to use more empathy, maybe they would be able to show themselves and show their feelings and show what they need and show the next steps. Thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.